So, good afternoon. We are here, Howard Street at the Village Craftsmen, and as you might expect, we're all thinking about what this storm is going to do to us. Hopefully, not much of anything. Whoop. It looks like we're a little lopsided here. I'm not really sure why. There we go, that looks better. So this is what our house looks like currently, up on stilts. It's very quiet here. Just about everybody is left at this point. I'm sorry if it's a little lopsided. Let me see if I can fix this just a little bit while we're talking. I thought I had it all worked out. See if that works better. So I just thought I'd give you a little walkabout and see what the island is looking like right now. Very quiet. Let's see if we can get this to do better. This was just right until I started. Let's see if I can hold it like this. Hold it a little sideways. Quiet. Howard Street is, of course, very pretty. You can hear the cicadas in the background and the hum of the air conditioners going. But pretty much everybody who was vacationing here sadly has packed up and left. And we are getting ready for the storm that hopefully won't affect us too badly. I'm having trouble here trying to get this to line up right. I think I might not have attached my phone correctly, so I'm sorry if it's a little jiggly. I was having technical difficulties earlier. Let me see. Oh, and there's a little pussycat. Hey, kitty kitty. Let's say hello. So here we are back down there, here at the church. Just gonna stop by Leslie's store, books to be read. She raised up her containers in the event that we would.
Or 15 inches long, about big around as a...
Good morning, afternoon. Down here, I don't know if Thai Moon is open today. She was earlier. Some of the restaurants are still open. Most of the shops have closed. Just trying to figure out what comes next. Cross over here. You can see some people have already started moving their cars up. Everybody is, I would say, a little on edge after this last storm. Not even 11 months ago, Dorian hit. So this is a high spot here. Crossover. I've been waiting to go out because there's been a storm rumbling. I don't know if y'all can see in the background that clouds over the sound. I think it's going to stay out mainly over the sound, but not 100% sure. Eduardo's is quiet now. They've been securing things this afternoon. And more cars parked. This technically up here is part of the high ground. So we're hoping that it stays high for this storm. Some places, Blackbeard's Lodge, for example, haven't even reopened since Dorian. So it's, you know, it's been a tough time emotionally, I think, for a lot of us, because even though we know where we live and we know storms come, it's just hard to have one coming so soon on the heels of the last one. The clouds are amazing, and it's been really, really rumbling. So my plan is to walk all the way down to the ferry line, but we'll see how the clouds are looking. If it starts lightning, I'll turn around. So I don't know if I posted since the rag picker got rid of their pods, so that's nice having those pods gone there. They've been open, and BJ and Billy and Elise have gotten the bikes all put up. They were out just this morning, but they have to put their bikes up so they don't flood. They've got them stacked up on the porch there. I don't know if you can see in the video, but Slushy stand. Hi! Hey guys! There's Elise. Got all your work done, Elise?
Yeah.
All right. And Bob's tying down the kayaks and the, looks like the shed too, some of the supplies there. Videoing again. Seeing. Keep it somewhere on the property. That's good. That would be a good thing. Yeah, we want to keep them as close to. Keep it here. Sorry, I had a little. Oh yeah, I feel like Dorothy and Oz. It's not strapped down to anything right now. Yeah. I think. Sorry about my malfunction. I think I didn't charge the gimbal enough. I think that's one of my issues. So I'm going to take it out. There we go. Sorry. This is just all sorts of malfunctions I'm having, but we'll see. We'll see what we can do. Silver Lake has been working on some repairs recently. They've got windows again and siding. It's looking good. Keep the rain out when it comes. Just gonna wait right here and let these trailers go by. A lot of trailers got destroyed in Dorian, so everybody's getting rid of those or moving them to high ground, and the county-owned trailers had to be vacated and taken off the island, or at least secured somewhere. So that's displaced about 20 or 25 families, unfortunately. Again, hopefully they'll be able to stay in either motel units or rental houses. I think the track looks like it's going more inland, last I heard, so we're hoping that it will not be so bad here. And seafood company looks like they're still open a little bit, so people can get seafood stashed for eating while we're closed. Old Silver Lake. They housed some people after Hurricane Dorian. I don't know if anybody is living in there now for this storm. And the Jolly, I know we've talked about that. They didn't reopen this year, they're going to be reopening next year, hopefully. Yeah, it feels so eerily quiet, and tomorrow it'll probably feel even more quiet when more people are gone. Maybe tomorrow I'll walk down the cove. Bed and breakfast is up in the air now too. It's been raised. I don't think it's been set back down on pilings yet. Hear the cicadas. And I've always loved this stand of trees here. Live oaks. So we've taken our hours signs off. Normally we're open this time of year, well, this year, 11 to 5. We were going to be closed tomorrow anyhow because it is Lachlan's birthday and my dad's birthday, so we were going to take the day off and just have a family day together. So now we get a few extra days off, I suppose. Yeah, and exactly 16 years ago was when Hurricane Alex hit on Monday, and I remember that because I gave birth to Lachlan 16 years ago on Sunday. So the storm that we like to forget about, that was the storm nobody was evacuated for, and about 500 cars flooded. And I was blissfully unaware in the hospital up in Elizabeth City, but it was a mess here on the island. So here's Dagia's. It's looking great. They've got still a red box there, but they got their main pod taken out. Looks like it's all newly painted. They've got a new area there, lighting. Looks really, really nice. So hopefully when this is all over with, they'll be able to open and everybody who comes back can go eat there. In the Bluff Shoal, I've always liked this little place. It's a great place for watching people. You can sit out on the porch and just watch the world go by. This is where the walking taco stand was. That's gone now since Dorian. And they're doing some repairs to the building. Oh, and I wanted to point this out. I saw this going by earlier today. The Joe Bells here. The real name is Gaillardia, but isn't that beautiful? The Joe Bells here and the old, what we call the gathering place where the Coyote Den was. That used to sit where the Anchorage Inn sits now. And you can see the lighthouse in the background. Sorry for the wind. The community store. I don't know if I said this. My parents owned that in, I think it was 77 and 78. They owned the community store. But it was a lot of work, too much work, running two businesses by themselves. They had help, but it was still a lot of work. These used to be the old electric plant, was where the fudge and ice cream shop and Kitty Hawk Kites is. That's was the electric plant. And then the water plant had their office in what's now Seabreak, this little shop back here in front of the Working Watermen's Association. There's the thrift shop. They have not opened back up since Dorian, I don't believe. And then Mermaid's Folly. If you want to buy a business, they have great clothes in there. Normally they haven't opened back up, but they are for sale. So if you would like to have a business on the island, think about that. And the harbor side hasn't opened back up yet. Down Creek Gallery here, she's open. It's probably pretty slow in there with everybody packing up to go, but she's always got some great stuff in there. Harbor side, I know a lot of people like going in their gift shop, but they flooded as well, and they are still, you can see construction materials there. They're still doing some construction. And I'm sorry I'm not answering any comments. I'm trying to walk and hold this and see everything. When I get home, I'll sit down and look at the comments and answer any comments. And there's a little bit of a glare too, so I will do that when I get back home. And the anchorage. And while we're here, I'm going to walk up. I don't know how many of you know about the really cool tree they've got up here. It was an old dead tree that they hired an artist, I believe the artist was Lynn Skinner, to carve fish into it. So we're just going to go up so you can see it a little bit. Do you see the fish in there? Is the light good enough? You have to check it out. They're all on every limb, scattered about in there. It's pretty cool. It's very subtle, but very cool. And this property, where the Anchorage Inn is where the where used to be the Coyote Den, or some people know it as the Island Rag Picker. Not the Island Rag Picker, the gathering place, or the Coyote Den used to sit. That building was over there on the corner, and then the what's now the Preservation Museum sat back here on the same property. And when the folks who built the Anchorage bought the property, they didn't want either of those old houses on there, so they did what people have done in the past, and they offered them up for free to anybody who was willing to move them. So the Preservation Society banded together and got the David Williams house, and David Senseney got what's now the empty Coyote Den. Smacks is very quiet right now. Way have home. Hey. This is where a lot of weddings are held, here and in the courtyard. I don't know if it's called a courtyard, but this area out here, as well as the Berkeley Manor. They have weddings out here too. And this is where Gaffers was going to go, but they've moved since to Emerald Isle, I believe, is where they've decided to reopen Gaffers, so they won't be on the island anymore. Here we are, you can see the David Williams house, which is the current Preservation Society museum. And this is the parking area where everybody parks their cars. Usually it's high and dry. It was not during Dorian, so we're hoping that it is high and dry this time. We haven't moved our cars yet. Haven't figured quite out where we're going to put them. We've got a couple little hills on the property, so we'll probably move them there. But these spots will get filled up very quickly. I'm guessing by tomorrow the whole parking lot here will be full. And then people pulling their boats up, tying them up fast. Standby line for tomorrow for the early ferry. They've got that going. But I think they've pretty much cleared out the visitors, and most of the locals who are leaving are getting some last minute things together and getting ready to go. But we're just going to keep watching the forecast and see what it decides to do. One more little piece of history before we give you a view of the lighthouse and end it up. But this cistern here, the big white cistern, that's one of the last remaining pieces of the U.S. Navy base that you'll be able to identify readily. There's still parts of it around. The Navy base was all down in this area from about 42 to 46. And a lot of those buildings were moved, repurposed into other houses, sheds. The old oyster company that they tore down where Wheelie Fun Carts is now was part of the naval barracks. But this big old cistern is one of the last remaining pieces still in this original spot. They used the Coast Guard station too. But the cistern was built specifically for the Navy base. We'll go out here. Since it's just me holding onto the phone, I'm not going to walk too far out. I don't want to lose my phone into the harbor. So I'll stand out here so you can see the lighthouse, and we'll finish it up. This is where the passenger ferry usually docks. So here we go. So I'll just be quiet since there's a lot of wind, let you enjoy a little bit of breeze and the lapping of the water if you can hear that over the wind. So thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll try to post something tomorrow if we can as the weather holds. And thank you guys for all thinking about us. I know we really appreciate knowing that everybody has us in their hearts.